Hello there, welcome to another Minecraft 1.14 tutorial. 1.14.3 is finally upon us, and I have for you this time the Super Smelter version 1.14. My name is ShadowC, and today I'm going to teach you how to use, build, and why this thing works. Now, as you can see, I did a little bit of building around the Super Smelter or furnace array right here. This is a 10 furnace array. It's completely modular. You can extend it as far as you can, and you only have two chests right here that you have to care about. This is the input chest where you will put your items. This is the off and on toggle where you will handle the cart, that's going to deliver the items to the furnaces. And this is the collection chest that you can also turn off in case you want to just manually come here and take all of the stored XP in each and every one of these furnaces for up to 30 levels of XP. Now, if you let me demonstrate for 1 second, let's see, I have 10 stacks of sand to smelt. We're gonna let the cart get some of that sand and then take it off to the furnaces, and now they're all working. And what you can hear right there in the background is the fuel system working for us. Now, this design is based on a zero-tick bamboo farm, presumably invented by ilmango. Now, I'm gonna link in the description his video. He's been working on the 1.14 plus zero-tick bamboo generator. Now, that generator did not work in the 1.14.3 version that I am currently using. This is the release version. So I made a few modifications, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to make this work in this version. And then the rest of the logics right here is based on what Mambo Jambo did in his season 6 of Hermitcraft once they updated into 1.14. Now, this time I wanted to make it smaller so that you can easily do it in survival. I want to teach you exactly how it's done, why it works, and how to build one of these in whatever size you want. You don't need to build like 200 furnaces, Super Smelter like he does. Now, as you can see, I'm going through, I have some iron in my hand because the furnaces had some iron from a previous test, but I'm going through 10 stacks of sand, which is being delivered pretty much equally through all of the furnaces right here. They're all going to smelt 10 stacks. If I want the items automatically delivered into this chest, I can just turn this thing on, and I'm gonna have a cart. It's gonna go underneath them, and it's gonna take them back into this chest right here. They should be arriving at any time. There you go. But if you want to lock the furnaces so that you can take the last item off of them and get the XP, you can just turn this off and the car is going to park. Now, if you go outside, so this is pretty much the system. You have already seen this in my other tutorials. Now, if you're working in previous versions of Minecraft, you can check in the bubble right there, information bubble. You're gonna see my previous tutorials of my super smelters, which use pretty much the same concept right here. I'm not gonna go into a lot of details in why this stuff works and how did I manage to do that. You're just going to, I'm just going to explain to you how to build this. Now, this is the zero-tick farm, the bamboo generator. As you can see, I have 4 modules here, which are roughly enough for 10 furnaces right there. I have a big water current down here because I feel that this is probably the best way of dealing with the drops. These are not 100% efficient farms that you're seeing right here. There's a lot of loss in here, and I think the water system right here is the best way that you have to get most of it. You get pretty much 75% of all of the drops right there. Then we have a water elevator and a water current right here with some packed ice that deliver the bamboo to all of the furnaces. And I have an automatic detector here, which is going to turn the farms on and off because they're really laggy, which is going to pretty much, let you forget about fuel, because anytime these furnaces, are low on fuel, they're getting low on fuel, this thing is gonna turn on. The farms are going to refuel, and you have 5 stacks here of buffer. You have a lot of fuel behind the furnace so that you can keep smelting, and that's pretty much how this works. And of course, I did it in a way where this is slightly rearranged. We have a line of furnaces right here that can go as far as you need, really. Just you need to take into account that for every 10 furnaces, you sort of need 4 of these things working together. So just a little bit of clarification before just jumping into the build of this farm. These are zero-tick bamboo farms. These have been designed by ilmango and they have been adapted by me so that they will work in the 1.14.3 version. Let me know if you can make ilmango's version work. I wasn't able to. Presumably the concept was invented by some other guy, but I don't have that information right now. So I'm going to link his video in the description. And this part of the, of the mechanism right here was put in place by Mambo Jambo. I mean, these concepts are not like, these are established knowledge of how you can deal with stuff in Minecraft. But I will link his video in the description so you can see how he built his super smelter array in that episode of Hermitcraft. So make sure you check the links in the description for the original concepts, the original ideas behind what you're seeing right there. So we're going to start with the water current down here, and I am already thinking of a better way of doing it. Now this one is 13 blocks wide, which is what you need for 2 of these modules, and I think I counted about 20 blocks long. Now what I'm going to do this is I'm going to change this so that we avoid the packed ice and the pressure plates here where items could get stuck. Now I haven't seen any getting stuck right here so far, but that is still a possibility that some would fall like right here and not slide, far enough for them to get caught by the water stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work in tandems of 8, and I'm going to do it in a way where I can get the water stream. So for example, here we're going to go upwards. Let's do it with the concrete. So basically every 8 blocks we go 1 level up. Now I'm gonna put all of the water here, so just I'm making sure that it reaches the edge exactly as I need it, and then I'm going to elevate this 1 more block. And we should end up with a structure somewhat like this. Now this is 24 blocks long and it's 13 blocks wide, and we have exactly 3 cascading, waterfalls right into place. So we're going to have to lift that structure up by a few blocks so that we have enough space for the bamboo to fly down and fall into the water stream. But this is already an improvement of what we have before. Now to follow up with the item collection system, we need a cascade going right here, and in this place you do need to go down by another block, because otherwise you're gonna have items really getting stuck into here and you're gonna lose a lot of your products right there. But we will go as far as we can right here, and since items cannot come laterally into this spot right here, we can use ice so that we don't keep going down and continue with our, but that's a subject for when we need to make these 2 together. So instead of doing that for now, I'm just going to remove this water source that I have right here, remove the ice, and we're going to build a water elevator somewhere around here so that we can direct the items into the super furnace, Alright, but before we do that, we're going to work on the 4 modules of the zero-tick bamboo farm that I have seen in ilmango's video, and with slight modifications, which is exactly like what you're seeing right there. So the way you do this, let's go 5 blocks in from the edge right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I'm not wrong. Let's go about 3 blocks up, as I did right there. Let me just measure. Let's do it in the same place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We go a couple of blocks, and then we have 1, 2, 3. That's perfect. You need 3 blocks in between. And now we're gonna go for some grass, or I think you can also use dirt. We're gonna place 2 blocks of grass right here, a couple of torches either side of the block below, like so. Now behind these torches we're gonna put 2 extra blocks with some redstone dust in them, and we are going to work with the sticky piston stuff. Oops, that's powered. This is also gonna be powered. So let me just temporarily remove the torches right here. I'm gonna add them later. We add a sticky piston right here facing this way, and a sticky piston facing the other way right here. So basically where you have the two, so you can see that this is going to the right, it's going to one side, so you need this sticky piston to push this grass block up to this one, and then this one to push it back into the place that it was before. Now I'm gonna put the torch back again right here. It goes here and here. And so basically I don't fully understand how this works, but we're going to create a zero tick mechanism in this place where these two pistons are going to move these blocks back and forth so fast that it's going to cause you know, the randomness of the game to fail and make the bamboo block grow, I think every 2.5 seconds, which is much faster than it normally grows. So to continue with this, what we need is the two regular pistons that are actually in charge of creating the zero tick stuff. As you can see, this is going. So we need to remove that block actually. So we put one piston here, one piston here, one piston here, and one piston here, and then we remove this block. So that way we stop it. When we have both of the blocks, you know, right here, this farm is going to start, as you can see, and there you see the zero tick stuff happening right there. And if we remove this, the farm stops. Now in Ilmango's version, he mentioned that you could either take off the top pistons or the bottom pistons. That didn't work for me in 1.14.3. I had to have the 4 pistons right here in order to this farm to work correctly. So that was the only way I could make it work. If you can make it work the same way he did, please, you know, leave a comment and let us know how you did it. Now to follow up, we need to place a block right here, and we need a sticky piston facing into this block. So this is going to be the activation mechanism, and we're gonna put a block below and over to this side. Wait a second, let me just quickly grab a repeater, and so this piston is going to be powered by this repeater right here, and I'm going to show you in a second. Now to continue with this thing, where I am going to create a observer clock, like as you can see here. This observer clock is going to be in charge of removing this top bamboo block with that piston over there. Now Ilmango had a different system to the back of his farms. He had some sort of detector that would only fire when the bamboo grew. Now that did not work. It worked for a few ticks and then it stopped working for me. Again, if you can make it work in 1.14.3, you should go to his video and check it out and see if it works for you. It didn't work for me, so I came out with this different design that I'm going to show you in a second. Now basically what you do is some redstone dust that is going to continue with the power right here, and from here I think it's a sticky piston, and I'm going to grab the observers. So small mistake, I took it away. It needs to be one block higher, so the block goes actually here, which is going to get power, and then I'm going to grab the sticky piston and the observer facing my way, and I'm going to just put a block here and the other observer, so that when this farm turns on, and I'm gonna try it right now, I'm gonna take a lever, and if you put a lever here to power this block, nothing happens. That's awesome. Let us put it here. So what's gonna happen is that this clock is going to be activated and the pistons are going to start working in that zero tick amazingness that you see right there. Now what we need here is just one piston, and then we're going to build some sort of encasement so that we minimize the amount of bamboo that gets spilled. I think this one, you don't want that one. You also don't want this one. What I do is like that. So we build some sort of a cage around so that, you know, the bounciness of the bamboo is some sort of like contained into this square right here, and it's not going to fly everywhere, like as you can see here. And then you need a glass pane wall to prevent it to also jump to all of the sides. Now I'm gonna plant the bamboo here, and I'm gonna quickly show you that was shown by Ilmango, but if I turn on the farm, the sapling is just going to go away, and that's not gonna work. We have just one bamboo, and you know, the farm is not working. So what you actually need to do here is to grab some bone meal, and have it grown into the second state, the bamboo stick. Now once you have the bamboo stick right here, this starts working again. And as you can see, we have a working farm and it's spitting out bamboo like crazy. Now as you can see, the bamboo can fly off pretty far away. So what we do to contain it is we go over here, we grab some glass, and we're gonna build a wall in the middle. So I'm gonna show you in a second. It's about 5 blocks wide, if I can aim correctly, and 3 blocks tall. And as you can see, after I place the glass wall in the middle, you will see that the bamboo flies, you know, to the sides and bounces, you know, stops at the glass and then falls down, and they all pretty much come through the middle of the stream. Now why is this stream so big? Because some of the bamboo can actually, you know, fall back through the back. You just saw one right there. They can fall back through the back of the farm. I don't want to place any blocks right here in the back because we could just break the entire system. So that's why we have a big, you know, waterfall to contain all of the bamboo, and so, you know, that's pretty much how it works. Now we're going to replicate this 4 times. Now the important thing that you have to bear in mind when replicating this farm, I'm going to turn it off for a second, is that the modules that are going to go right beside this one, they need to be mirrored. So you need to do it like I'm doing it right here. So the activation system is to the left of this one and the activation system is to the right of this one. So they are mirrored. It's not, you know, it's a big deal because you have only one line of redstone running through the middle, and you can power all 4 of the model with the line running here without interfering with the bamboo flying, you know, up, down through the places. So basically what you do here is, I am going to do it right now, place 1 extra block, another block, and another repeater. The reason why I'm doing that is because I want some space between the modules so that the bamboo can fly and down, and, you know, and get down into the water stream and not get stuck into any of the blocks that are flying right here in the air. Now I'm going to replicate this 4 times and I'll be back to you in a second. Now I have 2 modules constructed here, and what I wanted to show you here is that I just ran a line of redstone through the middle of the system, and there's 1 repeater here, a block, and then, you know, pretty much the line of redstone can reach all the way up to the second, you know, on switch right there. So now our input switch is right here, and if we can put a torch here, and as you can see that both are now producing bamboo. Now we just need to mirror this to the other side, and, you know, the way I told you this needs to be mirrored is because we need to power the other set of you know, zero-tick bamboo farms with the same line, and that goes like the other way. You cannot do it the same way, right? So because this power is going this way, so we need the zero-tick being here, and, you know, the observer clock in that place. All right, now that we have the 4 modules and we've tested them and they are all working and producing some or a lot of bamboo, let's you know, start building the furnace array. So we're gonna go 3 blocks away from the water system right here. So first of all, one quick deal that we need to do here. We need to enclose this because sometimes the items fly fast and they can spill, you know, from, you know, over this ledge right there. So we need to take care of that. And then we're gonna go 3 blocks away and about the same line of the hopper clocks right there. We're gonna go 1, 2, and then if I have my furnace, we're gonna place the first furnace right here, and that's where the furnace array will go. I think it will be enough. Yeah, that's gonna be enough space for us to work with. I'm gonna go with a line of 10, which, as I said, is enough for the 4 bamboo generators. Once you do that, we're gonna worry about the fuel for now. So we're gonna do a line of hoppers going into the back of each of the furnaces. First of all, I'm gonna work on the hoppers above so that we just get this out of the way. This is how the items will reach the furnace. And then I'm going to take a cobblestone wall. This is the cobblestone wall block, and put them, if I can, on top of each and every one of the hoppers right here for the fuel. Now what this is going to do is direct the items on the water stream in a certain way that is going to be able to fall into each of the hoppers, incrementally. So we're gonna put ice on the side of each hopper right here. That's where our water will go. If you don't have ice, you can start small, there's no problem with that. But that is always better if the items can flow really fast. Now let's grab some glass blocks because they look nice, and we can just work around the structure right here. So basically what I'm going to do for the input is, just in case, I'm going to add 2 more ice blocks right here and 2 more of these. And then I need a couple of chests that I'm going to grab from our other module right here. Yeah, I think I also put some packed ice. This is so that we don't lose speed or momentum when the items are going to hit the chests. And I'm going to explain how this works in a second. First, I want to have this going. One chest facing this way and the other chest facing the other way. That's pretty much how you do it. And we're going to work on the water elevator now. So we're going to have the line stop there. I'm going to stop it with a pressure plate. We have no problem with items flowing laterally, so we can stop it there. And we're going to grab soul sand, and I think I don't have it, so we're going to put 1 block of soul sand right there. And let me get my water bucket and start with the water flowing upwards. Now, one by one, we are adding the water. Make sure you don't spill any water because that can be bad. And then we're going to connect the flow like so. Yeah, that's pretty much what you need. In the back, we're going to create a water source right here, and we need this thing. So you basically want an L-shaped stuff going on here. I'm gonna put, all right, yeah, this one needs to be ice, because when I put my water source right here, it's gonna stop in the elevator. So the items are going to slide to our right and they're going to stop here. By putting the ice right there, you're gonna make the items slide over to our next, water source. Let me just grab that pressure plate right there. We can put the pressure plate so that the items go through, and we need the other water current starting right here. And what you want is for the items to go laterally into the chests and then to the side. So they're gonna draw a diagonal, but they're going to collide with the chests, which are like, I think, 1 pixel inside this thing right here. So while they get pushed by the water, they will be between this block and the other block. And what these cobblestone walls do is they give you just enough space, as you can see for the hitboxes, to let the items fall into each and every one of the hoppers. And since you are going to be feeding into each and every one of the hoppers sequentially, you don't need much more than this. This is as simple as it gets. You just make sure you put a slab when your water thing ends, and a piece of packed ice, and then another water stream, and up until the end. And so this simple system is going to take care of filling each and every one of the furnaces until they get full. They will fill the 5 stacks that you get here in the hopper that are going to be useful for a backup source, and then it will stop right there. So now what we need to do is to detect when this hopper isn't full, because this is the last furnace that is going to get filled, and somehow send a signal so that we can turn that fan on and off. So this is a rather simple strategy, and that is what Mambo Jambo did in his Hermitcraft episode. So I'm gonna remove this class for 1 sec. We put a comparator right here, and we're going to make it compare to a full strength signal. So we put a torch. So let me just quickly grab my torch right here and a piece of glowstone dust. So what this is going to do basically is that every time this hopper is not full, like 5 stacks full of bamboo, this is going to be off. And once the hopper is full, like to the last item, that's when this comparator is going to take on. So that's our on and off system right there. Now to extend the power of the signal, we put a repeater right here, and then we need to go, we need to go down the floor, yeah, like this. I'm gonna take the signal all the way over back to our input right there. Now the best way to do this is first replace this repeater with a torch so we have power going into the dust right there, and then start working on the redstone dust line that has to go like all the way back to the other side of the farm. And as you can see, there will be a point in which you place a redstone dust that doesn't have a power, which means that you need to place a repeater right there and continue with the process. Now that is a good way of, you know, making sure that your line will work as you need it to work. So that's the end, and we place another repeater and we continue with the line. Now here we need to invert the signal. So I'm going to work on a ladder that we need to do, like I guess over here. There you go. And we need a mechanism so that we can invert the signal. So that works pretty much like I can put redstone dust right here and a torch, and then as you can see, this torch is turned off because our signal is on right there. And now things are going to kick off, because when I remove this torch, our farm suddenly starts. And that's a good thing, because we have now all of our furnaces are being filled with fuel. And oh, one thing I forgot. They jump up. So what I'm going to do is just very quickly cover all of this up. And yeah, now we have a good enough system going. So as you can see, we get a couple of bamboos that are being filled up, and gradually they go down until these ones are not being reached anymore. But this thing basically is going to work all the time until we get all of the furnaces filled to the brim with bamboo, and you basically have to let this happen. So what I've done is I put a line of rail going like this with a block of redstone powering them, and a line of rails going from underneath the furnaces. This is going to be the collection system with another redstone block powering them. And right here I am going to put the two chests that are going to be the input system, and then the line is going to park right here. So you basically have the line go down and around like so, and you have a detector rail here, regular rail and power rail, as I've shown multiple times. And then right here we will work on a pulse extender that goes like this. This is a triangle with a block high up right here. This torch is powering this power rail right here that is going to power the cart, and we are going to create a small pulse extender that for a period of time will delay the cart so that it can pick up items. So we do it like that with a little clock. Now if your smelter is longer, you work on this pulse extender, you make it longer so that the car has enough time to collect the items from the chest. So now we're going to add the hopper minecart right there. And so it's making its rounds. And just to check that it's working correctly, it stops for a little bit right there. It collects about 20 something items if I'm not wrong. And then it goes and do the next round. So to park the hopper minecart, we are going to add one torch right here, and just be very careful not to cause this thing to cause a burn up of the torch. We're gonna go down from below and extend a line of redstone like so. I think we need this, this and this, and this way with this torch turned on, the car is going to be constantly parked right there. And we put a lever in the other side, and when we turn on the lever, the car is gonna go and everything is gonna work correctly. The last part of this is the collection system. So we're going to extend the walls over to this side for one block. And we put the floor, and the chest is going to be right here. So let me just quickly grab it like that. And so for the collection system, again, we're going to do the same thing that we did before. We're going to have a parking system with two power rails. So let me just quickly get my power rails. One goes onto the hopper. The hopper is facing the chest. The other power rail comes here. There is a regular rail right here, and then we're going to take some measurements from the system. So comparator to check if items are flowing into the thing. We put a block right here with a torch, and then we make the thing go into a repeater. So when this comparator turns on, the torch is going to turn off and the minecart is going to get parked right here. And then what we need to do is to have this line connect with this one. So I'm gonna leave it up to you. What I did is I did a thing like so. Let me just come this way. There you go, and continue with the cards. Do I have the block? Yes, I do. I still have it. So we powered this block over here. We continue with the rail line. And here we need to do a special thing because we kind of need this to be like that. Otherwise, we're going to have problems laying out the rails. So we go like this, and that should work perfectly. So now we put a second hopper minecart, and it should go all the way up to there. We need to power this one. I forgot about that. And wow, we just broke it, didn't we? Yeah, there you go. You can keep going. So just to test it, we put some stuff. That's a good thing to do. We put something in its inventory. Now, next time it comes back, it should power off this little rail right here. There you go. And we have our item in the chest. Now, to lock this thing, you need a redstone dust coming from here into a torch. Let me just grab the torch right there. And with some blocks from below, we're going to power this thing like so. So we're going to turn off the torch, and as you can see, the cart is going to be permanently parked right here. So again, if you want to activate the system, you just turn this on and the cart is off to do its things. Now for the last part of this tutorial, if you want to extend your super smelter, this is a really simple task. Now let's make sure we turn off the farms. We're going to connect these two guys together. So let's remove this detector from here first. That's right. And then we need to extend the dust over to that place. But also make sure to have it properly extended. So that will do it. So now we have one line of detectors that is going to work with all of the farms. So this is a detector that is going to go, and these are the farms that are going to be actuated upon. Now what we need to do next is redirect the flow of items from here into that other elevator right over there. So we are going to destroy this. Alright, so once we remove the elevator from there, we just continue with the water stream below that redstone dust. So that might be a bit tricky, but I can do just this. But here you're gonna have to lower it all down because this is no longer going to work. So we're gonna figure that out as we go. So we put our water flow over there and we will extend it. And we can just go down by one. Over here, and it will reach up to this point, and we keep going down. And here we need to be really careful, you know, not to mess with the water source and the elevator. So I'm gonna quickly replace that like so. So the water goes up to this place and finish it off with that. So what I'm gonna do now is put the soul sand right here in the bottom and then try and replace the sources that are missing there. I think those are the two. And then I, you know, put the glass over there and I make sure that the elevator is working again, and it is. So now we have one single water stream, you know, feeding the same set of furnaces. So now I have 8 of those generators for my 10 furnaces. So now all I need to do is to connect the streams right here. So I will need packed ice in the bottom. I'm not going to worry about packed ice right here for now, but I do need to continue with the line of cobblestone walls. Like so, and then I get my glass over on this side. And there you go, we have one stream. Let me just make sure that we don't lose any items off in this direction. And then we direct the stream of water. So I'm gonna grab my slab, so put it right there, and continue with the stream. So it goes up to here. Another slab and another bucket of water. So now we have both of the furnaces connected. Now I can completely remove all of this structure right here, and all I need to do is connect the minecarts to the same line of furnaces. And I just did that, so there you have it. So both of the furnace modules are working with the same set of detectors and the same sort of inputs and outputs. So now for a quick test, now wow, I'm gonna clear my inventory because it's so messy. I'm gonna grab some iron this time for a change, and I'm gonna put, I don't know, some stacks of iron right here, and the cart is taking some, and I'm gonna send it off. And as you can see, all of this line is working, and all of that line is also working, and in a second all of the farms are going to turn on. And let's activate also the collection system automatically. So I think I removed the cart altogether, so let me just check that. It's actually, it's there it is. No, I'm just speaking, mumbling. So here's the collection system, and that is our iron coming into the super smelter. We just duplicated the amount of capacity with quite little work actually, after teaching you all about how this new system works. Now there you have the farms have kick in action because we are having some fuel demand right there. We have 4 blocks, and very soon you should see that. Let me see, all of the bamboo is going. Yeah, it's feeding the first furnaces first, but it should reach in no time. Let me see if they can cross the gap, or if I did something wrong over there. No, they're crossing now. We just saw some of them. So you have to take into account that the bigger the furnace array, the bigger the buffer that you need to have so that they can recover in time. But that's pretty much, all about the super smelter for 1.14 with the Zero-Tex bamboo farm. I hope you like this video. I know it's long, but there's a lot of stuff to explain in this tutorial, and I wanted you to know, all about how the mechanics work, so that you can hopefully come up with better ideas. Please leave comments if you know how to, make this better or more efficient, or whatever you think about this tutorial. Also leave a like, subscribe to my channel for more Minecraft, hit the bell icon so that you get notified for future tutorials on the 1.14 version, and also my Let's Play series, upon which next episode is going to be on the new Village and Pillage 1.14.3 version of Minecraft. So hope you like all of this, and take care, goodbye.